Player props, let's do it. Couple that I gave out on Friday, absolutely smashed through today. Amon Ross and Brown versus Tampa Bay. He got in actually in the first half. So the end of time touchdown, bang, cash. And even though the Philadelphia Eagles just lost, going down in your face, Gaz, they still had Jalen Hurts run for more than the 35 yards and anytime touchdown that I had on Friday's show as well. Where did he actually end up in the end? 47 and a tutty. That's pretty good. I would have gone for the 45. And I think we're talking this out as well, right? The line for that is like 35, 40, 45. So 45 plus an anytime touchdown, you would have been laughing. I was. But for tomorrow's game, interesting, weird sort of setup. You have the Dallas Cowboys coming off a big loss to the San Francisco 49ers, taking on the LA Chargers, my beloved Juzzy Herbs. This is a weird one. The Cowboys... They're traveling to LA, right? This is going to be like a 90% Cowboy fans. Like it's going to be absolute chaos. Monday Night Football, it's a great uniform matchup. You've got the white and blue of Dallas. You've got the blue and yellow of the Chargers. Tony Pollard, though, for Dallas. Look, the receiving stuff when it comes to the likes of Dak Prescott and weird quarterbacks who can have like massive days or really bad days and throw 3 interceptions. You can always just go, well, let's just see if we can get Tony Pollard in for an anytime touchdown because it doesn't matter if he's catching it or running it, right? Because he does a little bit of both. He's one of the sort of better mix it up running backs in the NFL. Like he has each week, he's gone at least 3 receptions in 4 of his last 5 and sort of had that sort of, 15 plus yardage as well, just receiving. So get in there for the touchdown for him as well. He doesn't actually have a receiving touchdown yet, but he does have 2 rushing touchdowns. I think he gets in here. That's why he's actually priced out pretty nicely. The rushing defense for the Chargers, not that great. They sort of allow mid-table amount of yards. And in terms of like actual touchdowns per game, the Chargers are also I think they've already let in 5. So basically, that's roughly about 3rd or 4th equal worst. So I think you see Tony Pollard get in. The thing is, he's also scored in his last 2 games at SoFi Stadium, so he doesn't mind the LA environs. And on top of that, he's gone for 86 plus rushing yards in those last 2 games there too. So if you really want to bang it up and go 80 plus rushing yards for Tony Pollard, A, it'd really help my fantasy team. And B, it's not a bad bet, I feel. He's topped 70 in his first 3 weeks. He went 70, 72, and 122. It does feel like this Cowboys team needs a shot in the arm, and I feel like it's Tony Pollard running right over the top of the Chargers. You might even look at him going for 2 touchdowns if you're feeling pretty lucky, and I think that wouldn't be too bad of a play as well. So Pollard is my big player prop for Monday Night Football. NBA, as I mentioned, player prop for this one. Season-long 6-man of the year stats guy.
It's a tough one, yeah.
Your man, El Presidente, Malcolm Brogdon, won it last year. He is no longer on the Boston Celtics.
Oh.
His man, Derek White.
Still don't know.
$17.
Yeah.
I don't like that they started this preseason bringing Giroux off the bench.
That's weird. I think that's just because he's new, obviously, but
I just think...
Oh, he'll start.
I just think your coach is a moron. And
I think it's one thing I'm worried about. I think White's going to start at least to the start of the season, then he's going to go, he is needed off the bench because we don't have enough people on the bench.
That actually works in our favor, I think, in this bet. $17 for Derek White. So at some point, he's actually not listed, I think, on Ladbrokes. I think this one's from Bet365.
Oh, okay.
White, $17, just a simple idea of Joey Muzz will have to come to the realization at some point.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We shouldn't be. Why are we starting big?
Yeah.
We should be starting small, and we might actually need to either lean on Peyton Pritchard off the bench, or we'll move Derek White there just to supercharge that offense and defense once Giroux sits, because we're not going to sit Giroux, the man who's getting paid an absolute boatload of money. What are we doing here? So it's like, all right, the thing is $17 for Derek White. I like the idea. I just don't trust Joey Muzz to pull it off because he's, again, a bit of a moron. What's he going to go do? Watch The Town again? Do you think Ben Affleck's got any good ideas about Derek White coming off the bench? Anyway, Emmanuel Quickly. He was the man who made the very last, he was ended up the favorite, I think, down the stretch, right, for the 6-man last year. But was pipped by Brogdon, which was the correct call because Brogdon was really good and for one of the best teams in the East. I think Quickly is going to get heaps of shine this year, and I think he wins it. He's actually the favorite, though, which is
Didn't he start a lot of games though?
He did. He had like a big chunk of starting. I think this year they just go, right, you're our
Lead
man
him off the bench. Yeah.
I've got a feeling the Knicks will be a little bit better this year too, more consistently across the season. So give me Emmanuel quickly at $8. I think he is my initial lean, but there will be an awards article that goes out this week. So I'll keep an eye out for that. I might change my tune after I dig into some more numbers and some more games, well, more team strategy. But I feel like quickly as he's because Norm Powell is right there as well, right?
Yeah, he's a favorite, isn't he? Yeah, as well.
The Clippers just might be hurt the entire time, and he might
have to start
some more. And I just don't like that Clippers team anyway. So quickly is pretty good. Derek White, $17 is a bit of an outside. I think this is the one that was brought up by Chris Overton, who sent in the Rate My Multi last week, and it was a great addition. But the more you sort of think about it, and more what you've seen from the first couple of preseason games, you're just worried about that coaching in Boston.
Yes.
Anyway, Alex.
Yeah, having a look at 2-player props tonight in the cricket, and a quick shout out to Kylian Mbappe scoring twice against the Netherlands over the weekend. That $2.50 anytime, little something. I think he scored in the 7th minute, so
that's good.
It's like noise.
Go back to bed.
All right, I'm done for the day. Just a couple of feels in the game tonight against Sri Lanka. Obviously, stats going on. Not very keen on the Australians at $1.29. Marnus over 30.5 at $1.83. It just feels like Marnus is due to grind one out and just get that run rate rolling along. It's sort of that runner ball. Get us actually to a decent score if we actually bat first. He feels like he's the one you can sort of trust that's like, all right, he's probably spent 3 days not sleeping and playing forward defense and little flicks off to the leg side against
he got 46 last game as well. So he's not in horrible form.
Yeah. David Warner unders because it just feels like we are due for Warner to have a massive swipe across the line and get his off peg knocked out. Look, he actually is batting all right, but batting all right isn't doing the job. And it's just like he could get choked down a little bit, and that's when he plays that ugly-looking slog. You're like, percentages, but anyway.
Yeah. Still pretty good.
No, it's not.
Like if you want to multi it, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, at a line bet, $1.83 each of two. That's horrendous punting.
True.
It is a bit of a rough one. Marnus is an interesting case. He was like the only one who actually did basically anything against South Africa, right? And then a horrible game and a horrible showing by the horrible Australian team. And
also, I feel like these two blokes are going to get picked.
Well, they said they're not going to change their team, which is surprising when we're getting smashed. But
I'd pick Cameron Green, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I should just be put in charge of the Aussie cricket team, captain, coach.
As a mate and I said years ago, bring back the ACB. Don't need Cricket Australia, the Australian Cricket Board. Bring it back.
We just bring back AB.
Yeah.
AB.
All right, Stats Man, take it away.
All right. Australia, Sri Lanka, obviously, I'm going to talk about that as well. Looking at Mitchell Starc, I know that the Aussies have been struggling. The bowling hasn't been too bad. Starc as well, he's a World Cup specialist. He's got 52 wickets in 20 World Cup matches. He loves playing on the big stage in these tournaments, and he averages 2 wickets against Sri Lanka. I think even if he does, he might get an early wicket with the swing bowling, and then as you get lower into Sri Lanka's order, if we can actually get there, they will lose a lot of wickets quickly late. So I think even if he gets one earlier, he could just clean up the tail as he does with his Yorkers. So $3.40 for 3+ wickets for Starc. I know that 2+ I think is a lock for most games for him in these tournaments, but I'm just going to bump it up to 3 because I think he's going to get a couple of late wickets. I'm more confident on this one. Kusal Mendy for Sri Lanka has been absolutely awesome. 50+ runs, $2.75 I'm leaning towards. He's probably one of the most informed batters in the world, up there with Rizwan at the moment. His last 3 matches, he's got 122, 78, and 158. He's been absolutely awesome. Perfect for the white ball. He just builds into his innings. And averages 51 runs in 11 matches against Australia. I saw his average at 51 runs. I was like, oh, surely probably hasn't played Australia that many times, but he dominates against us. So 50+ runs at 275 is probably my favourite player prop, along with Starkey there as well.
Good one.
Yeah.
That's very, the weird thing for me was watching Starc and Cummins. They both looked, and obviously Hazelwood always looks slow, but they all just looked a little bit off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy to look pretty off when you're getting carted by the South Africans, but the radars were off, the pace just wasn't there. It's like everything was sort of sitting up a little bit too short or just wide. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Bowling pies. This is horrible. And then Zampa got carded as well in that last game too. So
Wasn't good.
not great, Bob.
No.
Not great.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.